Okay.
They actually showed up. We actually got here. Okay. Sorry for being late, guys.
Awesome. Okay, so happy to be here. We're so excited. Oh my gosh, can you believe this is the last book club of the year, last book club of 2020? Oh my gosh, next Friday it's Christmas. It's almost over, guys. So, did you wear your ugly sweater today? I mean, it's Ugly Sweater Friday. Now, I don't think mine's like ugly. I think it's like, actually, I think it's kind of cute. So but I just wanted to be festive. This is the closest I could get Larry to being festive today.
I look like a tree. Okay, let's go. What do we got going on out here?
Okay, hello, Catherine. Hello, Malcolm. Hello, Jill. Mary, how are you? Hey, welcome. Sweden's on. Hello, and we've got Texas in the house. Woo woo. Hello, welcome. Okay, and make sure if you haven't, okay, this is what happens whenever you haven't given StreamYard permission to give us your name. You just click the little link above in the body, and it just gives us permission so we can see who this is. I want to see who's from Trent, UK. We got UK in the house. Welcome.
So what do they got to do again? There we go.
They got to click the link. Hello, Catherine from the UK. Alish, hello. We've got, South Africa. Hello, South Africa. Same thing. Guys, if you want us to see your name, we must be able to see your name. So click the link, StreamYard, have them give you permission. And we're about to go clubbing together, our final clubbing moment. Hello. So I'm so excited to be here with each and every one of you. My name is Taylor Thompson, and this is...
Hello, Larry Thompson, the little L, the big T of the LT Academy, and we're going to get rolling here. Let's get moving, man.
So I wanted to mention to you, I did a drawing on Monday. Oh,
yes, I forgot about that.
Okay, I did a drawing. This is the names. I did a live drawing. If you haven't seen it, you must go see it because I have five free. I said I was only going to do 3, but I did 5 drawings for coaching calls. I'm sorry to put my hand in front of you.
That's quite all right.
And then we did 5 books. So I don't have everybody's name here. So Rachel Brooks.
What is this for?
This is for our coaching call, the giveaway. So Rachel Brooks. We don't have your info.
If you want us, reach us.
You have to message us. Malcolm. Okay, I think we've got you scheduled. Jill, we've got you scheduled. Fakisha, James, we haven't heard from you. And Paula Lon, those are the ones we have coaching. So give them a big shout out. Congratulations to them. Whoop, whoop. Okay, all right, here we go. So we want to talk about this today, and that is from Wales. We got Wales. Hello. Rachel Brooks is in your team. Okay, we got to connect with her.
Yes, if she's in your team, she might let you come to her team call.
I think that's the goal.
If you're nice, that might happen.
I definitely think that's the goal, don't you think? Yeah. Okay, so what we want to talk about today is really something that, I put in the body there is what is the variable? What is the variable to you having success in this business? And so this really ties into so many things that we talk about, so many things that we talk about in the Millionaire training, so many things that we address inside of our Wealth Building Academy. And so I don't want to give it away too soon, but why don't you guys throw out some things that you think are variables to your success?
I want to get moving, okay? You can throw out what you want, but I want to get going here and getting cracking here. Okay, there's Keisha James. Good. Contact us and we'll get on to that coaching call for you. Okay, guys, let's talk about the book club and what the book club is all about. This is quite a unique thing that we have created here. And you got to understand it all comes because of the Millionaire Training book. And I want to share a few things about this because on every Friday, we call it Clubbing Friday, where we get together for the book club. But what really is a book club? It's a place where people can gather. They can discuss whatever the book concept is. In our case here, it's how to succeed in our space. And the Millionaire Training is a very fascinating situation, because this has been an accumulation of 52 years for me. And when we brought this book out, and it was Taylor that put this thing together for us, okay? Not put it together. Taylor's the one that kept pushing me to get it out there. And I got to tell you something. It's been remarkable. It's only been a few months here now, but it's been absolutely remarkable. From that, my brain started clicking and say, okay, how can we get more value out of getting around the people that's interested in the book? So we started the book club, and it's only what we've done. This is our 4 weeks before this, with been 4 previous to this. And we've been learning as we've been going about how to communicate with you and to be able to share the different concepts and principles that are in the book so that you can get the most value out of it. And so really, what is the book club? We call it clubbing again on Fridays. And we like to go clubbing with you guys because we like that fun environment feel. That's what we're after, that fun environment feel. And we want you to be able to be free to be able to get in here so that we can free with your spirit, okay? But it is also free, okay? It is also free. But you know what this book is, okay? And what the book club is all about, what our academy is all about? This is a community of wealth, of leadership. This is a community of leadership. That's what this is all about, developing a community of leadership. Now, I want to explain that to you, because as you go through the book, and unfortunately, most people are going to do what they do with their life. They're going to just, oh, yeah. No. You got to become a student, because the entire industry stands on the shoulders of the people that are in this book. And this was a community of leadership environment is what happened. And this is all stimulated out of Herbalife. You guys know this. My very first training as vice president of Herbalife was the Millionaire Training. We happened to record that. There's a whole story in here about how it almost didn't get recorded because we were debating whether to spend $150 to do it or not. But we did, okay? And we're able to capture this going forward. These principles and these concepts that are in the book, you guys know this if you're going through this. They're real. Okay, what this does is develop leadership. What the most emphasis is today, and leadership is about principles and concepts. It is not about techniques. There's a difference between a techniques and a concept and a principle. A technique is, where do I go? What do I do? And what do I say? Okay, I want you to think about that. Almost everybody, I remember when I first got started, and I remember it every day that I've been in the business now for almost 53 years, is this. You tell me exactly what to do, exactly what to say, and exactly where to go, and I'm your guy, I'm your girl, okay? That's probably true. But what if they can't go there for whatever personal circumstances? What if they can't do it like that? And what if they can't say it like that? I guarantee you, Taylor and I we have completely different styles, okay? If I try to get her to go do and say what I say and do, it ain't never going to work, and vice versa. Just like the lady truck driver, the first distributor in the state of Texas, Chairman's Club member Tish O'Shane, okay? She couldn't go and do and say what I do. How about Jeff Roberti, the #1 guy now in another company, made over $100 million. All of these guys in here. But here's what we did. We created an environment of leadership where we taught the fundamentals that I ended up calling the briefcase of skills that I got from Bobby Depew, my main mentor, Bobby and Jim. Most of you know about Jim Rohn out there in the marketplace. Jim Rohn and I joined the same company the same night in 1968, which was Best Line Product, where Bobby Depew was the vice president of the company. And Jim and I joined the same night, different lines and stuff. And the first training class I ever attended was Jim Rohn's. Okay, and it was fascinating because I'm the long-haired hippie with no education, no self-confidence, no self-esteem. I'm the guy that can tell you the color of your shoes, but not the color of your eyes, okay? I didn't finish formal high school, okay? I never got through formal schooling at all. I went to work right away in construction work. And that night changed my life because I had a new way of thinking that maybe, just maybe, a person like myself, perhaps just in the farthest stretch of the imagination, might be able to succeed the way that they were talking about. And I got involved in an environment that was a learning, teaching environment. Mm-hmm. And I brought that learning, teaching environment to where this book was recorded. The entire industry has stood on these principles before. How can, if today's emphasis is where you go, what to do and what to say, what is that emphasis about? That emphasis is about how to onboard members and how to onboard customers. That's the biggest thing that's being taught out there today. Now, in addition to that, and I want you guys to listen to me. I want you to pay attention to this. There's some nuances in here that you got to focus on. In addition to that, what has become the biggest push out there in network marketing today? Personal growth. You got to grow personally. I'm here to tell you, okay, you do not grow personally from a video. You do not grow personally from a book. You do not grow personally from a seminar. You grow, the only way you can grow personally is through activity. If you want to do bodybuilding, you can watch every video and every book that Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever written or ever produced about how to become Mr. Universe, 6 times in a row, whatever it was, how to do that. And you're not going to get anything except information. You're going to grow personally from it, body-wise and mind-wise, philosophically-wise, when you do activity. And that's what this is. This is a community of leadership to develop activity. Yeah. And through activity, guess what happened to all of these people in this book? Guess what happened to them? When we ran into our difficulties in Herbalife in 1985 and went from $100 million down to practically nothing overnight, okay, and lost 100,000 distributors virtually in one day. They didn't all leave in one day physically, but they all left. It took us 7 years to rebuild the momentum back in the company. Everybody, there's only 2 people in the book that wasn't in Herbalife, okay? But these guys never wanted to leave Herbalife. They had to leave Herbalife because their livelihood was at stake at that point. And so what happened was they took this mindset of these principles, that briefcase of skills, they took this mindset to the marketplace. And the whole entire industry has been built upon it. They didn't take how they recruited to the marketplace. They didn't take how they got customers to the marketplace. That is a result. It's a community of leadership development, which means they develop the briefcase of skills of how the mindset works to do the activity. And that's why they were able to go across and build the entire industry on these guys' shoulders, because they were able to become number 1s or top 10s in their companies because of this, what's in this book, this leadership community that we have.
You know what? I love what you're sharing here, because I love all the comments that everybody's sharing here. And I've been trying to highlight some of the comments, and what I've seen across that's been consistently is that everybody's getting so much value out of listening to the audio daily, right? And I love that you're sharing that. I love that you're sharing that with the community here, because I want you to think about it. That is what these guys did. They listen. That's all there was the audio, right? The book supports the audio, which is great. But the value in listening to the audio, that's one piece of it. But I want to take it back to what you're saying here, because I think this is real important to point out. If you, let's just take it back to 1981, okay. February 1981. In that meeting, if you would have recorded, and by the way, I have to give you a lot of credit here.
Oh, I get some credit here today, guys, up front, man. Christmas is coming.
So there's so many things I love about
it. See how I know how to milk it. You guys, this is training. I'm training you guys on how to deal with the special lady in your life.
So, but one of the things that I love about you so much in this respect, whenever we're in this environment, is that you always give credit to your mentors.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a meeting or a training or anything that we do that you do not give credit to your mentors. And I have to just say hats off to that, because I think that that's so commendable. And anyway, I just love that. It's so endearing to me, because I think that that's so important. But I want to take you back to 40 years ago, that if you in that meeting 40 years ago, in front of Herbalife International, getting started, just then it wasn't even a thing yet.
Yep.
If you would have stood in front of that meeting and recorded in front of that meeting with the Tish Roisin, the lady truck driver, and all those people that were there in that small core group, if you would have told them where you go,
this is good,
what you do, and how you say it, if that would have been your training, that moment, it would have lasted for about that long. It would have lasted for a small window of time.
Good. This is good.
And it would have never gone past that. It would have never stood the test. It would have never stood the test of time with everybody that started and everybody that listened to that, because there's nobody that could have duplicated what you did.
Yeah, I got it.
And whenever you think about this and you think about the concepts, it is the mindset. It is about, we were doing a training this week, and it is talking about perspective, and how you see things, how you see your activity, how you see what you do daily. So this part is so important, because if Larry would have trained or taught on a technique based around his personality, around his set of circumstances, it would have fell flat right there. And what would he had to do? He would have had to come up with another technique as things changed, as things evolved, to teach and to build a core group of distributors. And this wasn't a thing. The Thompson rule wasn't in effect back then, okay? But the concept would still be relevant, because if he would have told them where to go, what to do, and what to say based on what he does, there would have only been a small percentage of people that would have been able to do it. The lady truck driver, his sister, Tish Roisin, she would have never, ever been able, no matter what he would have told her, no matter if he gave her a script and he handed everything over to her in a silver platter and gave her a business in a box and a system to work, she would have never been able to do it, guys. And so now I want to go fast forward 40 years to where we are now. And I want you to put yourself in this place right this minute, and right this and right where we are in the globe, in the world, and with your company, and with your product and service, and with your compensation plan. And I want you to think about how much time you have spent, how much time, money, things that you have personally invested into listening to, and I'm not saying it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. Listening to somebody teach their technique in the way that where they go, what they do and what they say.
And by the way, it does work for them.
It does work for them. And it's great that they would be open enough to share that with you, to share their success, and to be able to be, okay, do what I do. Here's exactly what I do. And that's what distributors default to, that's what they want to do. They think that that's what they need. They think that's what they need to hear, when in essence, it's not, because that's not how you deal with the variable of your success, which is ultimately you and how you adopt these principles.
This is wonderful what you're sharing. And it's stimulated study. If techniques are so different, techniques come and go, and techniques change from person to person, from times to time, technology to technology. These guys, all of the people in guys doing generic male, female, so don't get crazy on me, okay? But these guys went out here and built the industry, and they're still current today in the industry, and everybody stands on their shoulders. How were they able to lead the environment they had in Herbalife at that particular point? Okay, how? Not all of them didn't leave. Half of them, some of them are still in the book. They're here. But how were they able to go do that? Because they went to different companies with different products, with different compensation models, with different environment, with different dynamics. And some of them went to multiples, 10, 15, 20 companies till they found their rightful place. Okay, some of them got the next company was their deal. How is it possible that can work across the board for no matter what company, what product, what compensation, what environment? It's because of the principles that are in this book. And that's what we share here in the book club, is we try to get for you to get to the point, what else do I need besides this? And there's only one other thing you could possibly need besides this. And some of you are going to think, well, that's not accurate. Well, it is accurate. I defy you to challenge it in black and white, in conversation, with facts and figures, and it is accurate. What we had to do to add to this, to build the giant, what we had to do that was the 6 pillars. Okay, but the 6 pillars was, we went around the country and taught the 6 pillars, the application of that. And the 6 pillars and the Millionaire training is the briefcase of skills that we talk about.
Yeah.
We talk about, what do you want? There's 2 briefcases. One's got $1 million in it. I used to call it 50,000, but now it's inflation. Okay. And so you got $1 million in this briefcase, and you got the skills in this briefcase. Now, what are the skills? The skills is this. The skills is the 6 pillars that's in the academy. That's the skills. Okay, there is no more skills. That's what I said. I defy someone to bring me something else. Okay, that's gonna grow. For example, everyone puts a big deal on goals. I'm a big believer in goals, but we didn't teach how to the 6 steps to teaching goals. What we taught is why, and the fact that you already know how to do goals. That's in this book. Everybody already knows this stuff. And so what I'm trying to share with you here is that we used to go around and teach these things. So you gotta now then got the briefcase of $1 million, the skills. What are the skills? The Millionaire training and the 6 pillars in the academy. Choose today, right now, $1 million or the skills. Whichever one you choose, guess what? It's yours in 6 months. You choose the one with $1 million, you got it. You choose the one with the skills, you got it. Okay, 6 months. Let me tell you something. Most everybody, being completely honest, there's no doubt about it, give me the mill. Okay, give me that. I'll figure out the skill thing later on. Okay, I'll tell you right now, you take that money, and I guarantee you what will happen. That money will be gone at a point. Okay, now what? You take the skills. It may take you more than 6 months to get the $1 million, but I guarantee you got the skills to get the $1 million. And when that $1 million's gone, you got the skills to get another $1 million and another $1 million and another $1 million. That's what you have. Validated right here. Validated by 53 years in a business. It's validated. And so we have this book club for you guys to be able to share with you some of the people. This is our 5th book club. Clubbing with Larry and Taylor on Fridays. This is our 5th one. Yeah. And you're going to hear the stories from a couple of people here that have grown from this. And that's the key. Personal growth through activity.
It's so true. And people aren't paying attention to that part of the growth and how the growth really comes. And so I highlighted this, and I appreciate Ron sharing this, because I wanted to talk about this right here, because Ron is saying you guys created one heck of a flagpole. Now, some people are going, what does that even mean? What do you mean a flagpole? So what we're talking about here in this book club, Clubbing with Larry and Taylor Friday, this is our flagpole. So whenever, and I'm going to put a little meat on the bones here. What we're talking about was whenever Larry said he got started, learning, teaching, environment, right? I got started. I always say learning, teaching, environment. If you're here right now, you're clubbing with us, this is a learning, teaching environment. This is an incubator for you. This is your flagpole. We always said, if you can keep people hanging around, if you can bring people into an environment that they start believing in themselves, believing that they can do it, and empower people, let them bloom where they're planted, if you will, and give them the tools to equip them that they can believe in themselves to step out of their comfort zone. That right here is a flagpole. This is that environment that we have created for you. This is an environment that we're equipping you, that we're allowing, that you're saying, okay, use this and bring your people into this place and this space where they can have the believability to step out of their comfort zone and do something. And I love, some of the comments, and there's so many amazing comments in here, because I'd have to scroll here and find it. they said that they were listening to the audio for the third time in a row. Well, first of all, congratulations. I love that. I love that because you are now in the process of consuming, taking it in. And what starts to happen is that what's going to be unveiled is that you are going to be in our next book. We got another book that's going to be coming. You're going to be one of the stories in that book.
The difference in the book is going to be your story.
Exactly. Because these guys right here, I promise you, they don't have enough hairs on their head to tell you how many times they listen to that audio.
I got to interrupt you a second. You said that you've been listening to the audio for 3 times in a row. This is the 3rd time. How about 3 decades? Okay. How about 5 decades? These guys did not get there.
Jamie.
They did not get there by listening to, and congratulations. Don't let me thank you for listening to it for 3 times. I'm not trying to degrade that at all.
No, I think it's amazing.
Okay, it's great. Thank you so much.
What a great student.
But these guys, okay, have listened to it thousands of times, literally thousands of times, I would say, different chapters or different tracks on that tape. It's a lifestyle. It's a community of leadership development. No matter what your situation is in your business, I promise you, the answer is here or the answer is in the academy. I promise you.
Okay, so I don't know who said this. Okay, so I see this comment. They took the briefcase of skills. They can see that comment, but we don't know who said this, made $8 million. I would love to know who said this because, this is, I would love
that could be 100 different people that I could think about.
Yeah, so I love that, but I'd love to know who specifically said that. So again, let StreamYard know so we can see your name on there. So this is amazing. And I love this. Thank you, Chris, for that comment. So what I want to do is I want to take it over to hear from a couple of people. I had a couple of other testimonies.
I got to say something about a text I just saw there. It said, take the skills, learn them, and then teach them. That is a way to get addition in your business. But if you want duplication and multiplication, you got to not take the skills and teach them. You got to take the skills and tell them where you got them. You don't have to teach them. Tell them where you got them. You're teaching it to them in front of their own eyes. There's a difference. These guys didn't necessarily teach these skills. They lived these skills in front of the people's eyes and their team. And I appreciate what you're saying, but I want to just GPS it.
And I want to add to this because, Chris, appreciate you mentioning this. But I want to add to this because this is something that you need to pay attention to and really evaluate, because so many times this is the concept that what we see over and over, that you go to a training or meeting and then you go and you want to train your team. You want to give that info, all with good intentions. All of that is with great intentions. However, what happens is that I use the concept. It's like the trainer at the gym saying, okay, let me train you. And they're standing there and they're lifting the weights and with anticipation of you going to get the benefit. Who's going to get the benefit of that? It's like, and another analogy that I love to use is it's like a mama bird who goes and finds the food for their baby and then she chews it up and then she feeds her babies. So this is ultimately, Chris, that you have the self-responsibility. But here's the thing. I'm going to go back to last week's episode. If you can do it, if you can learn the skills and you can apply it to your business, so can they. If what? If they have the desire, if they have the willingness, if they have the teachability in order to apply it to a business. So just a little GPS. I hope that helps you out. But I want to take it over to our story that we have here. And I'm super excited to have our guest here today. And Katie, are you there? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
So happy to have you here. So would you mind sharing with the community here? Tell a little bit about you.
Where's she coming in from?
She's gonna
tell us all that.
She's gonna tell us all that. Yeah.
Before I start, can I just say, I'm a person that never shuts up talking. I don't ever shut up talking. I'm never lost for words. But when Roger actually phoned me and asked me if I wanted to come on here, I was just like, And I think he actually thought that I'd put the phone down on him because I was absolutely speechless. So I just want to say I'm so nervous and so overwhelmed, but I am so grateful to be here. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for taking out time to be here and sharing with the club members here. We're excited to have you. So take it away. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with you since you started with the book.
Of course, guys. So my name's Katie. I'm 38 and I'm from Sheffield, and I'm married with 2 beautiful children. And I actually
what country is that?
In the UK, from Sheffield in the UK.
Okay.
And
I don't know where Sheffield is.
But not Americans.
I'm from the UK, from Sheffield, and I'm married with 2 beautiful children, and I own a sandwich shop. Now, I actually joined this business back in March when, unfortunately, I had to close the sandwich shop down for a few weeks, obviously due to COVID. And to be honest with you, the main 2 reasons that I got involved in this business was because A, I didn't want to be stuck at home bored doing nothing, and B, because I wanted to make myself £50 a week. I said to my husband, if I can make myself £50 a week, I will be so happy with that. So when I first got involved, I didn't want to build the business. I just wanted to make money from the product. And it wasn't until I got really excited with the product and I just found myself talking to people about it. And I remember you guys did you come and did a team training with us, a Zoom training. And I'll never forget, I remember sitting there and you mentioned the 80, 15 and 5. I kind of just sat there thinking, oh my God, I have been doing this all wrong. I have literally been going out with verbal diarrhea, literally just going around to everyone, just saying to everyone, oh, you've got to come and join this opportunity. It's amazing. You'll come on board. You'll make millions. The top earners are making $1 million a month. And my customers in my shop are like that. First of all, they're moving away from me because they're thinking, has this woman gone absolutely crazy? What is she even talking about? Is she even telling us the truth? Because they just couldn't see themselves doing that. They couldn't see themselves doing that. And that's when you two come in, the 80, 15 and 5, it just literally blew me away. So I remember thinking to myself, God, so instead now I now go out and talk to people and I tell people, I don't sell the dream. I just say to people how they can come on board. I tell them that what I'm doing at the minute has enabled me to help pay my mortgage. It has helped me to buy my children extra Christmas presents for Christmas. And I can see now people are kind of moving into me instead of moving away from me. And they're like, oh, really, Kate? So this helps you pay your mortgage? Yeah. Actually, this December, my husband's self-employed, so he's not working for 2 weeks. I closed my sandwich shop down for 2 weeks. My husband has to work a week in hand, so he doesn't get paid for 3 weeks. So this opportunity now has helped cover my mortgage for December. And you can see people are just like, oh, maybe I could do that. And for me, that so resonates with the 80%. And that's the 80% is life-changing. They can come on board, do something that doesn't interfere with their life, that'll pay the mortgage. And not only that, now I feel like I can do this. I feel like I can do this. And I don't have to sell the big dream. And since obviously joining the book club, I've been sharing it with my team who's also joined the book club. And they've been getting people interested, getting people on as opportunity calls. They've been getting sign-ups too. And it's duplicatable, which to me, is amazing. So now I can see that I was trying to find the 5%. I was trying to find the 5% because I want to be the 5%. But when I think back to when I first joined this business, I only wanted to make £50 a week.
Yes.
And that was enough for me to get myself involved because I could see myself doing it. So for me now, like I said, when I first joined, I wasn't interested in doing the network marketing. So I've only really been interested in doing network marketing since about June. And I've absolutely fell in love with it. To me now, it's literally, I just feel like it's what I was born to do. I absolutely love it. And since your team training, I have bought your book. And I've got to say, we all need a Larry one in our life. We all need a Larry one in our life. I need a Larry one in my life. Okay. And it's like, even just from that, now I've literally took myself out of my comfort zone. I've stepped up and now actually do opportunity calls for the team, which has really, made my confidence a lot better. It's put me into the leadership role, which I obviously want to do. I've obviously joined your book club. Last week, I actually joined your academy too, which I just cannot wait to get stuck into. But now, thank you, honestly, thank you so much to you both. I have now realised that it's my story that's good enough, not the top earners story, my story, because my story will resonate with the 80% of people who just want to earn an extra 500 to 1,500 a month with no disruption to their life. So honestly, guys, I cannot thank you both enough. I'm just super grateful to be here and to be a part of what you teach, and it's literally changed the whole game for me. And I haven't even finished reading your book yet, and I'm literally killing it now. And like since then, I've moved up in rank. I'm pushing hard for the other rank, and I feel like once I've finished that book, I'm literally just going to be unstoppable. And I just literally can't thank you both enough. You're absolutely amazing, guys. You've literally changed the whole game for me.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay, so there's so many nuggets in everything that you just shared, Katie. I mean, literally, like we could have just let you do the book club today, like just like put you up here and said, okay, Katie's gonna talk and she's gonna crush it. You're gonna love her. But I love what you're saying, because so many people lose sight of what you just said, that how you came into the business just wanting to make an extra 50 pounds. You know, that's how we all really essentially came into the business at some point, that mindset. And then we come in and we completely change the whole perspective and we turn into a whole different person. Right. Yeah. And so I just love everything that you said. And now, if you guys didn't catch that piece, is how whenever she changed her language, right, because she understood her audience was different, changing her language, instead of people pulling back from her, they're now leaning into her. And for you, I'm sure that creates a feeling for you that makes you want to share the story more, that you have more people leaning in. Is that right?
Oh yeah, because like I said before, when I was selling the millions, the top earners earn, this millions a month, and that is what they earn. But people just were like, what? Like they can't see themselves doing that. But now when I talk to people, I'm just like, oh yeah, what I do now, I absolutely loving it. It doesn't interfere much of my time, and it pays my mortgage. People are like, it pays your mortgage. I'm like, yeah, it pays my mortgage, and it's helped me give my children a better Christmas. And people are like, God, and they just they can resonate with that. People can't, see themselves like you said, when I first come in, I just wanted to make £50 a week. But now I'm in the business, I can see what, so I have turned into that 5%. That is what I want. But I've been in the business for a bit. So you've got to kind of just go with what resonates. And that's the 80%. Honestly, I can't even, when you said the 8 to 15 and 5 rule at that team meeting, I was just like, I have been doing this all wrong.
When did you when did you join the book club?
Oh God, I think you did this call about
3 times.
About 4 weeks ago, was it?
It can't be more than 4, because it's our 5th one, so it can't be more than 9. So 3 or 4 weeks you've been involved in the book club, and you made this much difference so quickly. And that's what's happening, guys. Leadership, a community of leadership development develops up self-leadership, and we'll talk about that at another time. It's self-leadership. Katie already had self-leadership. She didn't have to walk across hot coals and learn how to do it. She didn't have to go and buy the 7 steps to being able to set goals. And all that stuff is valuable. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not putting it down. I'm saying you already got that stuff within you. And I also know that when you're talking about making $500 or $1,500 a month, I know some of you, my people want to make more than that. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. Every one of us started with a $500 to $1,500 a month thinking, because we never thought we could make that bigger money. The story that I tell was when Bobby DePew was given the meeting that I came to, the one that Jim Rohn started the same night that I did in the same company. Okay. He says, listen, it's obvious we're making a lot of money here. He said, I'd like to tell you that all of you can make this money, but I can't do that. But I can tell you this. If it turns out just 10% for you, what it's turned out for us, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. Okay. Now, he didn't give a dollar amount. He didn't have to give a dollar amount. That would have stored in my thinking. Guess what I went for? I went to my default position. You know what it was? I defaulted 90% of what I thought these guys were making and said, maybe I can make 10%. Okay. That's what got me started. And there's a way in the academy we talk about with audience language and behavior, how you incorporate big money with small money, because $500 to $1,500 a month gets people's attention, but there's some people want to make $500 to $1,500 a week, and there's others that want to make $500 to $1,500 a day. It's the same presentation if you position and posture it properly. Okay, the difference between a month, a week, or a day of that money has nothing to do with anything except two things: effort and desire. You will learn that the methodology, the daily method of operation, is the same. The difference is based on your desire, determines your effort, which means this is what I'm willing to do. This is magical stuff, guys. It has built the industry, and it will continue to do it.
I love it. So now I'm going to bring up, I'm going to bring on the guy that shared the book club with you, and you guys have heard from, you've heard from
Roger was with us
Hey,
last
Roger.
week too, and we appreciate you coming back.
So I thought this was we had another testimonial, but their meeting ran late, and so we had a little technical challenge. But Roger agreed to come on because, first of all, he definitely represents the U factor, right, that we're talking about here, the variable factor. And as you can see, you know, what happened, you know, Katie, and, you know, how he shared this with Katie and what's happening with him and his team. I think this is really, really relevant because of where we are in the year and what's happening. I mean, typically December is the month that everybody, I mean, people think Christmas is all month long, right? And then people kind of like mentally shut down and they stop doing their daily activity to set up the next year coming. So I wanted to bring Roger on because he's got a lot of stuff happening right now, and I thought this might be inspirational to somebody out here. So Roger, thank you so much for taking the minute and sharing Katie with us and sharing the book club.
Stepping in and saving us today. Thank you.
I don't need to. You've got Katie.
Yes,
So,
no, she crushed it. She crushed it.
she absolutely did. And to be honest with you, when you did that first call for our team, and we had maybe a dozen people on, but Katie just got it straight away and just saw the big picture with it. And she'd already, before she did the first call with you, she'd already bought the book. So the book was there. And then you announced the book club to us, and you told us about that. And you told us about the book club a couple of days before you were launching it. So she was there for the very first book club recording, and she's listened to every single one of them. But she's gone through every bit of it. But more importantly, the thing is that she understands that it's about sharing it with other people. And it's how you share it. You know, it's not ramming things down people's stories, and it's not selling to people, but it's just telling a story and sharing a story with people.
Yes.
Because nobody wants to be sold to. It's a weird thing. Everybody wants to buy things. Nobody wants to be sold to. I smile at your Cadillac story, Larry, because I sold cars for years, and I saw people bring that old car in, and people would walk in to buy a car. They walked into the dealership on purpose to buy a car, and the salesman walks across and said hi, and they say, no, it's okay, I'm only looking. Nobody wants to be sold to. Nobody wants to be sold to. And Katie was at first out of sheer enthusiasm, she was just pouring out what she was doing. But as she said, scaring people off a little bit, because the industry has evolved into something weird, and it has changed into this social media marketing thing where they think someone decided somewhere along the line that they think that everybody wants to be a billionaire. And they think that everybody you talk to wants to be a billionaire, and they don't. People like their lives. People are happy and comfortable with it. They just want their life to be a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So when we start projecting our dreams onto other people, well, it's not necessarily their dream. So they don't care. And when people don't care, they don't listen. But when people can actually sort of recognize something in someone and think, you know, that's me, well, then they want to do it. And that first call that we did with you, we took so much stuff away, and we looked at our own presentation that we were doing. And our presentation wasn't a long-winded presentation, but it was unnecessarily complicated. But we looked at it straight away, and we just tore it apart. And we rehashed our presentation, and we cut it down to 15 minutes. But of that 15 minutes, about 9 minutes is other people telling their stories. So we just I give the scantest details about what our business is about. I really want to use it as an opportunity to introduce other people so that the people who are seeing it can see other people telling their stories, because it's other people's stories that actually count, because they may not recognize or resonate with me. They might not like what I represent. You couldn't fail to like what Katie represents, and lots of other people like Katie, and
Now
that's it.
you shared something with me, Roger, that I think it's real important because, you know, looking at your presentation and like you guys got 70% are women and you guys got a couple of men leading the charge. So you did something that I think that everybody would like to hear that pertains to Katie, which you might share this.
Yeah, we absolutely did. We said a couple of weeks ago, shortly after the conversation that we'd had with you guys, I said, look, so far it's me at the front doing the meeting and Simon, my sponsor, and my business partner doing the meetings, but it's always the Roger and Simon show, and I don't want it to be that. I need some of you guys to do the presentation. Who's going to put the hands up? Who's going to do it? Katie was one of the first to put her hands up. Katie took over doing the presentation, and Katie she won't mind me saying that she's sort of not a great fan of technology, so she doesn't claim to be superstar with technology. She's going like, okay, I'll do it, but I'm not sure how I do it. She went away, she practiced, she did everything. She did everything that she could do, and she really went to town with it.
I love it.
The presentation that she did blew me away. I'm looking in the comments that your guys have put in your comments right now. There are so many of our team that are putting some such fantastic comments in about Katie. She did an amazing job. And when Katie did a presentation, I had prospects on, and my prospects came back and said, I just love what Katie said. And I want to join the business because of it. So
now Katie, I mean, what did this do for you?
Yes.
I mean, this is really important, guys. This is so amazing. So what did it do for you whenever you stepped out of your comfort zone, raised your hand, and being thrown in front of a meeting to do a presentation?
Like I said, I'm quite a confident person anyway, but for me, I can go on Facebook Lives and I can present this opportunity on mine. But when Roger and Seth, because it's their presentation, I'm like, oh, so I'm thinking, oh, when it's somebody else's presentation, it's more nerve-wracking. I was like, oh, I hope I do them all right. So for me, it just really, gives me that confidence. And like I said, I really look up to Roger and I really look up to Simon. So for me, it just gave me that sense of leadership, stepping into that sense, because that is, I want to grow a big team. So that is obviously, what I'm going to want to, be a leader. So that's what it just did. It just made me just confident and stepping into that, mindset of a leader and that vision of a leader. And that's what it does. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you want to do anything and get anywhere in life. And yeah, so it's just.
And I love this because, I love this because this is the part of the activity that we talk about. This is the part of thing like doing things like out of your comfort zone. The fact that you said yes. Always whenever you have those opportunities, say yes, do something that's uncomfortable, and because that's where the growth is. So Roger, can you share it with us? Because, again, I positioned this like, okay, December, everybody wants to kind of shut down and be in Christmas mode, but you have been like, chasing Larry and I down, like, okay, I've got a group. Can we do this? I got 20 people. I got 20 people in the book club. I got all these people that are coming to a meeting. Can you share a little bit about this? Because this is so powerful, because this is the week before Christmas and you're just hammering away.
But this is the thing, isn't it? It is amazing. And I've been telling the whole team that this is a phenomenal time to be reaching out to people, because there are people who are looking for an opportunity right now. There are people who are looking to make some extra money and they don't have a solution to it. And yet the people who have the opportunity to offer, they got their holiday heads on, they've gone, they're not playing. So the people that are looking don't have anybody to talk to right now. It's like, just carry on what you're doing. We're not asking you to change your life. Do what you're normally doing. But as you encounter other people, just share your story and offer an opportunity and just say, if I can show you how you can make an extra $500 to $1,500 a month, then would you be interested in finding out how? It's not a big thing. This isn't twisting people's arms up the back.
Yes.
But right now we are making sure that we're talking to 10 a day. That's the deal. Talk to 10 a day. Yeah. Get out there. And I don't care what the 10 say. It doesn't matter if 10 people say, no, I'm not interested. I'm on holiday. It's Christmas. That's cool. As long as you talk to your 10.
Yes.
Because as long as you talk to your 10, law of averages, safety in number, law of averages, we know the numbers will come through. Pure and simple.
Love it.
We started to do our Zoom calls. We picked our Zoom calls back up again because we'd got misguided, like a lot of other people. We'd gone down the webinar route, the automated stuff, this, that, the other, all sorts of nonsense. And we came back away from it. So we wanted to do, we can't do face-to-face meetings the way we used to do. So we start, okay, we're going to do a Zoom meeting, but we're going to do a Zoom meeting 7:30 p.m. UK time for no more than 15 minutes. And we keep it tight to 15 minutes so we don't let people get bored with it. We said we'll do them 4 days a week. And I know, Larry, you said I wouldn't have done it that many times, but we're getting people on the calls. We're getting 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 people a night on the calls. We're getting prospects on the calls. And every time we get prospects on the calls, they see the natural excitement and enthusiasm from people, and they're joining. Yeah. And that's all that counts. People are joining. And it's a time of year when people are, that they're sort of, when most people are switching off and they're letting their new people just slide. So the new people are joining and then falling out as quickly as they join because they're being let slide, but we're not. We're pointing out to people, look, we are laying foundations for 2021. We've got 2 weeks left. We've got a huge job to do in these next 2 weeks. 2021 is right on top of us. And if you want 2021 to be the year that you expected 2020 to be, well, it can be, but you lay the foundations right now. So you get out there and run. And we were on, Katie and I were on a call a couple of days ago with one of our sponsors. And he put it in a nutshell. He said, Christmas is a holiday. It's not holidays. It's like, you know, it doesn't have to be the whole month. So that's what we do. Katie and I have plans.
Okay, so Simon Payne says you have an Christmas story of recruiting. Do you know this, what he's talking about?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, okay. Well, I just, guys, I just want to just thank you guys, first of all, for taking time to be here and share this. It's been so inspiring, and probably, you know, to all the clubbers out here. And thank you, Roger, for sharing Katie with us, for sure, and for being here.
You're more than welcome.
Just to share a couple things. If this is a community of leadership development, the whole industry stands on this, okay? Oh, the whole industry stands on it. So if this is a community of leadership development, how would you like to have a Katie in your group? All she wanted was 50 pounds. That's about $70, okay? Okay, that's all she wanted was that. And look at what you saw here. Last week, we had the same thing. Every week on the book club, we have this. Every one of us started with that kind of feeling. What you see from Katie is a feeling. And what that feeling is, she believes if they can do it, which is all of us, then maybe she can do it. Maybe not as much as that, but how about 10%? Okay. And I don't know if you noticed or not, she said that they have all these stories in her company. I don't know the name of their company. Isn't that interesting? Okay. I'm interested in individuals, not to put anything down. That's not what it's about. But she said they had people making $1 million a month. Didn't get her. Didn't get her. Okay. What got her was reality. Reality was making the mortgage payment. Okay. The stuff here at the Academy, listen, guys, this book club here, this clubbing with Larry and Taylor on Friday, it's free. You don't even have to buy the book, okay? There's only a couple of things that we sell here. Number one, if you want the book, go buy it, okay? If you want a download of the original audio, go get it. It's $10. The only other thing we have is the Academy, where we go and deep dive every single month and give 6 to 8 hours of live mentoring every single month through the Academy. And guess what? It's equivalent of a tank of gas a month. It's $40 a month, $480 a year. That's a tank of gas a month to get what you're seeing in the book club to happen for your team. A tank of gas a month. Okay? And that's all we sell. We're not going to be selling out here. Now, here's the next thing we're going to sell. No, there is no more, guys.
Yes. I love the value. I love what they shared. I love it. It's so inspiring. And Jill, we'll be covering that question that you have. So I'll definitely be keeping that in mind. But we're trying to keep this definitely the clubbing below an hour here. And so we're not going to have our club. We're not going to have our club on Christmas because we want everybody to be with their family. Because as Roger said, it is a holiday that we want everybody to enjoy. However, we are going to be clubbing with you guys the first day. Mark it on your calendars. Get ready to kick off the year with a Millionaire Club, January 1st, 2021.
First day of the month.
First day, the very first day. We're gonna kick it off in a big way with you guys. So we're looking forward to it. We're gonna have so much fun. So we're gonna have some special guests. It's gonna be fun. You're not gonna want to miss it. I would definitely get your people on because we got something special planned.
Come down this path with us in 2021 and watch what happens in this community of leadership development. That's the briefcase of skills that we're talking about. It is, I'm telling you, it's all here and you guys can get it done. I've been saying this for 53 years. And let me tell you something, I'm going to say it for the next 53 years. Okay. Did he say that? Yes. Okay. I'm hoping they might have to put me in the chair and they might have to tie me down, but I'm going to be sharing this stuff, guys, because it happened to me and it happened to everybody else and it can happen to you. Trust you. You're good enough. You're tall enough. You're young enough. You're short enough. Right now, you can do this.
So that's it for us today. Roger, Katie, you guys stay on. We'll say bye to you privately. For those of you who are out there, we want to thank you for being here, clubbing with us today.
We're here to help grow you.
So you can grow your team.
So you can grow your check.
So you can grow your company.
Come go with us.
So Merry Christmas to each one of you. Mwah, mwah. Larry and Taylor here. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.